A reading from the book of Tobit. I, Tobit, have walked in paths of truth and in good works all the days of my life. I have given much in alms to my brothers and fellow countrymen, exiled like me to Nineveh in the country of Assyria. At our feast of Pentecost, the Feast of Weeks, there was a good dinner. I took my place for the meal. The table was brought to me, and various dishes were brought. Then I said to my son Tobias, "Go, my child, and seek out some poor, loyal-hearted man among our brothers exiled in Nineveh, and bring him to share my meal. I will wait until you come back, my child." So Tobias went out to look for some poor man among our brothers, but he came back again and said, "Father." I answered, "What is it, my child?" He went on, "Father, one of our nation has just been murdered. He has been strangled and then thrown down in the marketplace. He is there still." I sprang up at once, left my meat untouched, took the man from the marketplace and laid him in one of my rooms, waiting until sunset to bury him. I came in again, and washed myself and ate my bread in sorrow, remembering the words of the prophet Amos concerning Bethel. Your feasts will be turned to mourning, and all your songs to lamentation. And I wept. When the sun was down, I went and dug a grave and buried him. My neighbors laughed and said, "See, he is not afraid any more." You must remember that a price had been set on my head earlier for this very thing. The time before this he had to flee, yet here he is, beginning to bury the dead again. The Word of the Lord. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Mark. Jesus began to speak to the chief priests, the scribes, and the elders in parables. A man planted a vineyard. He fenced it round, dug out a trough for the winepress, and built a tower. Then he leased it to tenants and went abroad. When the time came, he sent a servant to the tenants to collect from them his share of the produce from the vineyard. But they seized the man, thrashed him, and sent him away empty-handed. Next he sent another servant to them. Him they beat about the head and treated shamefully. And he sent another, and him they killed, then a number of others, and they thrashed some and killed the rest. He had still someone left, his beloved son. He sent him to them last of all. "They will respect my son," he said. But those tenants said to each other, "This is the heir. Come on, let us kill him, and the inheritance will be ours." So they seized him and killed him and threw him out of the vineyard. Now, what will the owner of the vineyard do? He will come and make an end of the tenants and give the vineyard to others. Have you not read this text of Scripture? It was the stone rejected by the builders that became the keystone. This was the Lord's doing, and it is wonderful to see. And they would have liked to arrest him because they realized that the parable was aimed at them, but they were afraid of the crowds. So they left him alone and went away. The Gospel of the Lord.